Hello, everyone. I hope your 2021 is off to a great start, and I hope that this year brings better surprises into our lives than 2020 brought. My name is Matt Gill. If any of you have attended an IAMS Academy over the last decade or so, you may have seen me there speaking on various topics. One of the topics that I sometimes speak on is the power of the annuity language. All of us have probably learned by now how powerful it is to use stories as we are communicating our message with our prospects and clients. For me, I believe wholeheartedly that how we say what we say is every bit as important, if not more important, than the actual words themselves. So I want to share with you today the way that I communicate about annuities, the way I position annuities, the history of them, what they are, and where they fit. In all of my appointments with my clients, my initial appointments, whether that's face-to-face, over Zoom, or on the telephone in today's world, at some point I will always work myself into this type of conversation, and generally speaking, this will be something that I would say. I would say, all of our lives, there have really been two main philosophies that we've been made aware of when it comes to investing or saving for our future or for our retirement. The problem is these two philosophies are on the opposite ends of a spectrum. On the one end, we'll call that the safe camp, and this would be the safest, most conservative position you could have for your money. On the other end, we'll call that the risk-reward camp. In this position, it is the riskiest but potential most reward you can receive on your money. Now, in the safe camp, historically speaking, that has primarily been dominated by CDs at the bank. And there was a period of time where CDs at the bank were a good option for this because they paid a good interest rate, they were safe. But in today's world, with the interest rates being so low on CDs, most of my clients tell me that they feel like it's basically an insult, the lack of interest that the bank is willing to pay them while it uses their money. And they are no longer willing to let the bank use their money for free or for next to nothing. Now, all the way on the other end of the spectrum is the risk-reward camp. That has historically largely been dominated by investing in the stock market. Now, we may call it 401ks or IRAs or mutual funds or my Edward Jones brokerage account, but we're speaking about being invested in the market. Now, over here, you can capitalize on good returns when the market goes up, but you also have to suffer the losses when the market goes down. Most people tell me they prefer a position in the middle. But before we discuss that, I want to explain that insurance companies offer a product in each camp or each end of the spectrum. In the safe camp, they offer a product called a multi-year guarantee annuity. This operates very similar to a CD, in the sense that you decide how much time you want to commit, and for that period of time that you commit, the insurance company will pay you a guaranteed return of interest every single year. Now, during that period of time, if the market goes up, you don't receive any extra gain from that. But if the market goes down, you do not suffer any loss. You simply receive your set amount of interest every single year. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, in the risk-reward camp, the insurance industry offers something called a variable annuity. Variable annuities are a product where you have your money inside of this annuity, and it is invested in different sub-accounts. Sub-accounts are very similar to mutual funds, where if the sub-account you are invested in goes up, you can receive some very nice gains from that. But if and when that sub-account goes down, you will also receive losses. You can lose money, and your principal can decrease in a variable annuity. In addition to that, variable annuities, you will pay fees annually to have your money in a variable annuity. Now, all the years that the insurance company has offered these products in each end of the spectrum, they have noticed that in some cases, people in the safe camp were very happy, and in some cases, they were disappointed. In some cases, people in the risk-reward camp were very happy, and in other cases, they were disappointed. And the reason for that is, obviously, the safe camp people love the safety, But when they hear from their friends and neighbors and family members that the market went up and they made all this money, well, they feel like they missed out. They feel like maybe they should have had more growth than they had in the safe camp. On the other end, people in the risk-reward camp, they're obviously happy when the market's going up and they're making good money, but when the market goes down and they suffer a significant loss, well, now they're the ones that feel like they're missing out because maybe they should have had more safety in their portfolio. With the insurance industry being uniquely positioned in both ends of the spectrum in both camps, they took note of this, and along about the mid-90s, they developed a hybrid product that fits right in the middle. It offers both protections from the world of safety and growth from the world of potential. So the way that works is, and that position is called a fixed indexed annuity. The way it works is a fixed indexed annuity starts with all the guarantees of the safe camp or the world of protection, where you cannot lose a penny when the market goes down. But instead of you receiving a guaranteed rate of return that is maybe 1% or something like that banks are offering in CDs, you get to now link your money to a stock market index. When that stock market index goes up, you receive growth from that. But when that stock market index goes down, you are safely protected with your guarantees and you do not lose money. Most of my clients tell me they love the position of being in the middle, where they no longer have to guess or worry about, is the market going to go up today or is it going to go down today? They know that they're in the right place at the right time without having to make any moves. Because when the market index that you're linked to goes up, you're already linked to it to receive growth. When that stock market index goes down, you are already protected from it with guaranteed protection of principal, and you cannot take a loss. The combination of those two things and that middle ground positioning is what my clients tell me provides them a peace of mind that is priceless. Generally speaking, that's what I will say to begin the discussion about indexed annuities and have clients start to ask me more questions about how they work. I feel like all we can ask for as professionals in a business that we need to be talking to people about our products and services is to have something that makes someone ask us, tell me more about that. And that's how we get into the discussions that can create great production throughout the years. I've spent my entire adult life in sales, and another topic I want to talk about briefly is referrals. You know, I've heard probably just about every way to ask for referrals or position yourself for referrals over my career. And to be honest with you, most of them have been incredibly uncomfortable. And most of them have been a position that I do not like to operate from. Sometimes people will say, you should ask for referrals by saying, let me tell you the different ways I get paid. Or we're in the middle of an expansion and we need your help. Things like that. And in my opinion, it's just not the way I communicate, and it's not what works for me. So along the way, somewhere, I did come across a way to ask for referrals that I feel like positions me where I want to be positioned and communicates what I want to communicate with my clients. So generally speaking, here's what I do. I do not ask for referrals. I don't say the word referral. Instead, I will say something like this. I will offer to be a sounding board or a free resource for the people my clients care about in their lives. And I will say things like this. As a part of my effort to deliver exceptional service to our best clients, I want to make sure that you are aware of the fact that I will be a free resource or a financial sounding board for anyone you care about in your life. Whether that's a family member, a friend, a neighbor, someone at church, a coworker. We know that there are lots of questions that need answered. We know there are lots of situations where people need resources. We want to make sure that you know we will always be here for you, and we will always be here for the people you care about. So if in any conversations, anytime, you run across someone who's needing help financially speaking, or they just need to have a conversation to get some questions answered, please know that I'll be here for them, and make sure you give them my name and number and have them give me a call, and make sure they say that you sent them to me, so that I will do a good job of taking care of them, because you are one of my most valued clients. Obviously, that's not exact, but it is something like that is what I will generally say when positioning myself for referrals. Just as I mentioned earlier, how important language is and the power of how we say what we say, it's also important to be consistent in what we say and how we operate. That style of asking for referrals matches the way I operate and the general messaging of my business and me as a person. And we stick to that messaging not only in conversation, but in writing. When we send things to clients, we will always mention if they know anyone who needs a helpful resource, make sure to let them know to call us. There's no cost, no obligation. Instead of asking for our clients' help to grow my business or telling them how I get paid and I need their help in getting paid, personally, I prefer positioning my referral conversation like that. I hope this information has been helpful to you, and if I can be a helpful resource to you in the future, please feel free to reach out or contact me through IAMS. Have a great day and have a great 2021.